Go ahead and raise your hand for any questions for Brian. All right, we'll start first with Charlie Potter. Go ahead, Charlie.
Hey, Brian. The other guys have been asked about it too, but just Trey Sanders, Coach Saban said that he's close to 100%. Given what he's gone through and being the guy in your position group, just how good is it to see him back out there? And what can a healthy Trey Sanders mean for this offense?
Well, it feels great having Trey back out there, just knowing the situation that he had went through, and just we stood by his side throughout that whole process, and he kept his head down and he kept working, all the way up to this point, and it's a good feeling to have him back out there. He's happy, he's feeling a lot better, and the main goal for him is to try to get him as close to 100% as we can before the season starts, and he is a great addition to our running back room, and we would love to see him have an opportunity to play.
Cecil, go ahead. Cecil. All right, Michael Casagrande, go ahead.
Cecil's there.
Yeah, I'm here, and Michael's.
Go ahead.
Thanks, Michael. Brian, do you intend to hurdle any guys this year, or are you more of a run them over guy when you get loose in the back?
I didn't hear the question, but he asked me if I'm more of a run him over guy. Well,
more of a run them over guy than a hurdle guy like Najee.
Well, I have my own style of how I run the ball. I like to break tackles and make people miss, and whatever way I can do that. Just being instinctive. That's how I'm gonna do that. More than likely it'll be probably lowering the shoulder or dropping my pass. I'm not really a big hurdle guy. That's not really part of my game plan, but I just do whatever I can to just make plays and break tackles and make people miss.
All right, Casagrande, go ahead.
Yeah, your thoughts on the soft shell helmets you guys have been wearing in practice the first few days? What's that been like?
I feel like it's just for safety protocol. In my opinion, they're a little heavy, but they do everything they can around here to make sure everyone is staying safe. So I appreciate that addition to just adding those to our helmets just to keep players safe in practice.
Tony, you're next.
Yeah, Brian, what have you seen from Kamryn Wheaton so far, and what advice would you give to him starting his career, behind so many talented backs in the backfield?
What I've seen from Kamryn, he's a very fast guy. He's paying a lot of attention in the meeting room. He's catching on and stuff fast. And my advice to Kamryn would be to just focus on just learn the playbook so that he can play as fast as he can, and just continue to work and trust the process. So whenever his opportunity comes, he'll be ready for it.
All right, Nick Kelly, you're next.
Hey, Brian, I'm just curious, the time you spent in the room with Najee and Damian and guys like that, what did you learn from some of them?
I really just learned, just the work process, just how we need to go about, working every single day, to get what we want, and just being beside those guys, just seeing them, work hard every day and create opportunities for themselves, just on NFL rosters as they are right now. I just use that as motivation for me, just sitting in the same room with those guys and just watching how they work every single day and how we come to work. So, that's the biggest thing for me is just the motivation from playing beside those guys.
Ryan Hennessy, you're next.
Yeah, Brian, you've been on this team for a few years now, and to see the evolution of Pete Golding on the other side of the ball, what have you seen throughout the years and how he's grown as a coach on the defensive side of the ball going up against you guys at practice?
I mean, he's a very smart coach. He's beside Coach Saban every single day, so they work together. So he's making improvements as well, and he makes sure the defense is prepared and ready for whatever we come with on the offensive side of the ball, and it just makes practice a lot more competitive just with his knowledge to the game and how smart he is.
All right, Tony Sakalis, go ahead.
Yeah, Brian, Evan said that he lost about 15 pounds, says he feels a lot lighter on his feet. Is that something you can notice running behind a guy like that? Can you kind of notice that difference with him being lighter on his feet?
Evans has always kind of been explosive off the line of scrimmage. I'm pretty sure it's a big difference from him as far as how he feels, but that's something I can also pay a lot more attention to as far as the runs that we run to his side of the ball and how explosive and how fast that he can move off the line of scrimmage, and that'll make a big difference for us.
Brian, I was wondering what your first memory of Alabama football was growing up.
My first memory of Alabama football, I mean, I don't know exactly where it started. Like growing up, I've always seen the Alabama A, the Crimson Tide, the Elephant. I've always seen, just everything just regarding just University of Alabama, just by living so close. But my first major, like the memory that I remember the most was probably the first national championship that I was old enough to see. 09.
Michael Casagrande, go ahead.
Yeah, do you do box jumps in training?
Yes, sir, I do.
What's your best jump?
I don't know exactly how they measure the box jumps, but I could jump pretty high on box jumps.
Evan said he got 48 inches. Evan Neal, do you think you're around that range?
I'm pretty sure I could jump 48 inches or higher.
All right, Ryan Hennessy, go ahead.
Yeah, Brian, I asked you about the defensive side of the ball with the coach. I'll ask you about the offensive side. What have you seen this year with Coach OBrien? I know we don't compare, but the comparisons between him and Sark, and what things you like this year with the energy?
Coach OBrien has been a great addition to us. His energy is bright. We love the energy he brings to our room, and he's been doing a great job with the players and just developing relationships with the players. And we're still kind of building a relationship, just starting with the start of fall camp as we roll on to the season. So we just plan continue to build on what we have now, and it could be something special for us.
Joseph Goodman, go ahead.
Yeah, Brian, I had a follow-up from that previous question. What's it like as a running back, the number one starting running back for Alabama being from Tuscaloosa? What is that like for you?
I mean, I've worked my whole life, for this opportunity. I've did everything I could up to this point to put myself in this position. The biggest thing for me to do now is just take advantage of my opportunity and continue to work hard every day, and hopefully, I can get everything I want out of this deal.
AP Stedham, go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon, Brian. Brian, Coach Saban has brought in a number of speakers through the years. Which one or ones have you enjoyed the most, and why?
I think the speakers that I've enjoyed the most would probably be between Kobe Bryant, Mike Tyson, or our most recent speaker, Alex Rodriguez. I will only say that because they left messages with us that were, not only like messages that we can use in our everyday life, but, also messages that help them, perform at a high level and do the things that they did in their careers to help them be successful.
Cecil, go ahead.
Hi, Brian. I had a follow-up. The circumstances last year, which I'm sure nobody liked, but it did give you an extra year at Alabama. What went into your decision to come back, play the extra year, and when you look back, how do you view 2020 as an opportunity as well as a difficult?
Well, I can say I'm extremely grateful to have had a opportunity to come back for an extra year. I didn't think it would turn out the way it did, but I'm blessed for that opportunity. And also about last year's season, I can say that a lot of things that we didn't expect for it to turn out the way it did, but we handled it the best way we could, so that we could be victorious.